Going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and today we're going to be doing the digital license version of the ETCMC node. As some of you guys were asking me based on yesterday's video when we first looked at the ecosystem, the NFTs, how to swap, using the DEX, and purchasing and troubleshooting of the ETCMC node, which is taking the world by storm as adding decentralization across Ethereum Classic by running these nodes, getting paid out in ETC POW, easily swapping that back into ETC, and then also did some troubleshooting and things like that. So in this one, we're going to go over the digital license, swapping the tokens into ETC POW, purchasing it, and then setting that node up. So the first thing you are going to need is some Ethereum Classic in your MetaMask wallet. That way we can swap that over to ETC POW, because that is the currency to purchase the digital license version of these nodes, just to run it at home. Now, if you don't, I do have a link down to MEXC. I do use MEXC for a lot of my trading here, and I swapped some Bitcoin over to USDT, and then I swapped it into ETC, and now it is in my wallet. So we're all set up in that aspect. We're going to scroll down and actually go the digital license lifetime download here. So we're going to click on it. We're going to scroll on down. We only want one. I want to purchase this at the ETC POW store, and you can see the amount that we're going to need based on the price of ETC POW. So it is 249 USD, and this is very cheap. That's an ROI currently at the current prices of only like 2 months, maybe 2.5 months or so, based on everything that's going on in this ecosystem right now. So it's a pretty fast ROI, and the node itself, if you did miss that video, was only like 9.5 watts. So you're getting Chia level efficiencies, and you're getting pretty much profitability of like 3 KS0 miners, which is pretty crazy to think about. Okay, so you're going to have to go to Hebe Swap here, make sure your MetaMask wallet is connected to it, and then you're going to select your token down here, which is going to be ETC POW. So we're going to click on that. So now I got to go back just to kind of figure out exactly how much I needed again. So I need 665.06. So I'm just going to come in here. I want to see how much max would actually work out. 1347. So I'm actually would have enough to get 2, but you also got to keep in mind you need a little bit of gas here to do all this. So I'm going to try to, I'm going to see if I have enough to get 2 additions here. So I'm going to go 1335, and hopefully I got enough gas to do the swaps. You know what? For video purposes, I'm going to make sure I at least do one first, and then I'll deal with another one possibly later, because I do have another little node box that I can use, and I also got my workstation that is in Windows as well that I could use as well. So here we have 665.06. So I'm just going to put that in 665.06. And then that's how much I need. I'm going to hit the swap button. I'm going to confirm the swap. It's going to pop up to do the confirmations. Hit confirm. And now I'm just going to wait for it to do its swapping process and give me that ETC POW. Okay, so this transaction is completed. Did the swap. 665.063 ETC POW is now in my wallet. You can also just go up to your wallet and double check that by clicking on tokens. You can see ETC POW here and the amount we just swapped to. So everything is looking good. We now have the available funds. And one thing I should have pointed out, some of you guys may not even have ETC POW in your MetaMask wallet yet. So here I will have this link down in the description, and it's a pretty simple process to add a new token. Just run on in here, open up your MetaMask wallet here, wait for it to load up, and then hit import tokens. Make sure you're on the Ethereum Classic chain. I better show that. I don't want you guys to mess anything up. So as you can see, there's different chains here. You should have ETC enabled already. If you don't, pretty much do this process, but on the other chain by adding this network to get ETC first. So once you have ETC added, import your token, then copy this address right here straight to this token contract address. It says mine has already been added, obviously, but it'll pretty much autofill out the rest, and then you just hit next and you will have your ETC POW tokens available in your MetaMask wallet. So I just hit refresh. I'm going to refresh it again, make sure we're up to date. Oh, it went up a little bit. It was down to 660. So it looks like ETC POW went up a bit, and now it's coming down a little bit, but we still got more tokens through the swap than what we originally needed. So I'm going to quickly purchase this before all the time changes. So now we're just going to wait for it to do its thing, confirm here, and now it's going to process this transaction. And when it goes through, we will have the download link for our node, and then I'll let you know what to do with the future steps. Okay, so transaction was a success. It took about 25 seconds or so for this to actually go through. We're going to hit OK. Now you'll get the link to download your software here. And this part does get kind of key. You're also going to get an email here once you fill out this part right here to do everything. And that way, if you forget about it or you need to download it again later on, you can click on an email. You're allowed 3 downloads each time you purchase it. So we're going to go to Rabid Mining here, and my email is obviously rabidmining@hotmail.com, and then subscribe for product updates or emails. You don't have to, but I kind of want to keep track of what's going on within this ecosystem because it is actually fairly interesting to me. So next, we're going to hit continue, and then it's going to take us to our next type of screen here where we're allowed to download it here. Now, every time you download this, again, you're only allowed 3, but make sure if you order 2 or 3 or something, or you order another one, don't just use the same one. Download it again so it doesn't seem like you're trying to game the system or anything crazy like that. So make sure each time you purchase it, you do download it. So I'm simply going to click on it here. It's going to open it up. You can see now number 2, because this is technically, I think, it's my 3rd node that I'm downloading that I did purchase. So I purchased a couple of these already because I'm really enjoying their profitability, very low entry fee as I mentioned earlier, and hardly any power for that profit. All right, so seeing how we are dealing with the digital download here, which means you have your own equipment at home, a PC, node boxes, whatever, we're going to go through the minimum system requirements that you are going to need. So again, this is not in Linux. This is only for Windows 10 or Windows 11. You need at least 4 cores, 4 threads of a CPU, 256 gigabytes SSD to mine ETC POW. That is because you'll be running the fast sync node version. Or if you want to do the full node entire ETC blockchain, you will need at least a 1 terabyte SSD to sync the full ETC node here, and a minimum memory requirement of 8, an optimal of 16 gigabytes of RAM. Now I do have my other little node box there. It is a Ryzen 8 core 16 thread. I can't remember the RAM in it, but I think it is at least 16, and it has 500 gigabyte SSD hard drive, and I think fully synced up on the fast node is about 108 gigabytes. So it's very well capable of running this node. So the download is complete. I put it on a USB stick, placed that into my little node box there. I made a folder in C drive called ETCMC node, and then I'm simply going to paste this into here. Once it is done copying the file into our little hard drive here for this node box, 66, 71, 65, 80, 90, and so on, we're just going to simply double click on the installer. It's going to ask us where we're going to want to install it. So I'm going to go yes, and then we're going to find out where we just put it. So just same thing in my folder here. So I want to go into C drive. Bam. I guess it's right here. So C drive, find the folder, ETCMC node, hit OK, hit next, create desktop icon, yes, hit next, install, and now it's installing our node. Okay, so the setup is complete. We're going to hit finish. We're going to close this out. Now this does require admin privileges, so I'm going to simply right click on this and open the file location, and this is what it's going to open if you double click that icon. So I'm going to right click on this, go to properties, and I want to go to compatibility, run this program as an administrator. That way, every time you open it, it will do administrator privileges to read and write all the files necessary. So we're going to hit OK, close this out. And now all we got to do is simply double click on that icon, hit the yes button, and it's going to load up here. Now we can either use Besu or the Geth client. Myself, I use Geth on all of these. You can try the other one if you want. I should try the other one sometime and see how it runs. But I'm going with Geth again. It's doing the loading process, fancy designs here. And then it's going to open up the actual thing. Yes, our sum is 0 because it's fresh. Nothing's here. Nothing's to the hard drive. It has no database whatsoever. Hit the OK button. And now all we got to do is simply hit mine ETC POW. And now it's going to ask us to go into our networks. We're going to allow the access there. And it should connect to some peers and be good to go. All right, so it only took about 1 minute and we connected to about 3 peers here and then it took off. So now all we got to do is wait for this thing to sync up and then it will begin mining, or I guess validating the Ethereum Classic blockchain. So that is it. That is all you got to do to set this node up. Once it is fully in sync, you will have to run the register node process by simply clicking on the left-hand side here. Now use a different username if you have multiple nodes. Example, if I go Rabid, and then I make another node, I'll name that one Rabid 1, and then the next one Rabid 2, and the next one Rabid 3, and Rabid 4, and so on. but use the same email in every single one that you use to purchase this node, and then also use the same wallet address that you're using with your MetaMask. That is what you need to do to claim your ETC Power rewards, and those rewards do come every 100. You do have the option to claim it at that point. Well, hopefully this video did help you out with the digital edition. We just set up yet another node, and it is a pretty fast, easy process. You don't need any tech skills really at all to set up and run one of these nodes. It's a couple clicks of the button and you're off to the races. Thank you for checking out this video. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.